Somebody else's problem turned into my profit. And my first flip, I made $80,000. And now, I'm no longer practicing law full time. I'm doing real estate full time. It's afforded me the freedom of time that I want with my family and to pursue other things. So I only say that to say it's possible. I think everyone on this call has the capacity to do at least one flip this year and make $40,000. I believe that. And if it wasn't possible, I wouldn't say it. So I have a goal to do 12 flips this year. Did 8 last year. So I'm currently have six going, one that's sold, two that are getting listed. So I always work backwards. So from every problem, I wanted to do one flip my first year, my first 3 months. So I said, let's just do one. I bought one and I did it. It wasn't as scary as I thought it would be, but I was in the same position all of you were who have mentioned the first one scary. And what I can say is it does get easier the more properties you look at and the way you communicate with wholesalers or with if you're doing direct to seller. I was negotiating with the wholesaler on a property and I told him, dude, before I even get in the door, I'm going to be out 15 to 20 grand with the roof. I'm going to be out another 12 with the AC. And you've got me buying this at, 75% of ARV. It's not a deal. I said, if you want to go back to the seller and negotiate with them and get a lower, I like the neighborhood. I like the area. I'm a buyer, but I'm not buying at that number. Would I have done that my first house? No. But I will tell you, my fifth, fourth, sixth house, I started asking, and sometimes I'd get 10 grand off because, wholesalers and in particular, they want to know that you're going to close. That's just as important as will you buy at the price I'm asking you to buy? So I tell every wholesaler I work with, I always close. Even if I have to use my own money, because I can't get a hard money guy to fund it, I'll do it, and I'll figure out what to do with the property because I want them to bring me more deals. Now I'm trying to increase my volume, and so all of you that are in the infancy stage and you're trying to get one property, I love the comment that someone said on the comment section here. Stay close to home. Drive the neighborhood. If you find something that comes up within your mile, 2 mile radius of your house, that's what I did. I knew the neighborhood. I knew people liked living there. I had a pretty good idea that it could sell quickly. And I knew it was a distressed situation. And the wholesaler was bringing me a house that was filled from wall to wall and ceiling to roof with junk. Well, somebody else's problem turned into my profit. And my first flip, I made $80,000. I'm
Oh,
no expert. I was in the same situation you guys were in, where you're thinking about getting into this. And now, if I'm no longer practicing law full time. I'm doing real estate full time. It's afforded me the freedom of time that I want with my family and to pursue other things. So I only say that to say it's possible, but you have to be in the game. You have to study. So when coach was saying, you have to make snap decisions. Well, you do, but you were a coach. You made snap decisions. You know how to evaluate risk. You know whether to go for two or kick the extra point. So you've got some experience handling those situations. And what I do with that list that comes out at 5 o'clock, that's the foreclosure list, is I study it. And I say, okay, these properties tomorrow morning are going for sale. I've identified 3 out of the 20 that I have some interest in. And then when the email comes out in the morning, we find out whether they're going to go or not, because sometimes they get pulled back. They're no longer on the list the next morning. And you find out one's getting auctioned at 10, one's going at 11, one's going at 12. You get in your car, if you have 30, 45 minutes, and you go to the neighborhood and you see if the guy next door has 12 cars in the front yard. It's probably not a house you want to buy. Guy's got 12, cars in the front yard. Might be a tough sell on the resale, but you got to take action and you got to put in the time, pay your dues. But I think everyone on this call has the capacity to do at least one flip this year and make $40,000. I believe that. And if it wasn't possible, I wouldn't say it. There are deals. There are deals and there are still buyers. especially at price points that a lot of first-time home buyers are looking at. So you can make money in this market. It's just a few things that I hope are some pearls of a guy that's tried to do this for the last 2.5 years. So, like I said, trying to get to 12, and I've worked my KPIs back to what do I need to do daily? How many houses do I need to be operating on and actually actively rehabbing? And in order to December 31st comes to have
Yep.
closed 12 deals.